Hey, Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to Humankind. We are churning along here in the late game. Lots of cool stuff happening. We have successfully sieged down the Mexicans. I don't remember who this is. Yeah, it's the Mexicans. They're in the industrial era. Now, I think because we're so deep into the late game, a lot of the decisions that we make on a turn-to-turn basis are semi-trivial. Now, that doesn't mean they're not important, but when I say semi-trivial, what I mean is each of these individual decisions sort of form a web of a more important whole. However, like, the individual decisions themselves aren't, like, massively important for the outcome of the game. And that's just something you kind of have to accept when you get to the late game in any of these kind of games. Is that some or all of the decisions you're going to be making in the very, very late game are very trivial. We got the Great Smogs. This is a pollution-related event. It looks like we can dismiss the smog problem, and that'll move us towards a communal direction and get overproductive on every city, looks like, or just Thebes. We can also innovate, try to get bountiful on Thebes, which will give us food, will lower our money and give us science, or we can regulate and get locked down on Thebes, which will lower our industry but give us extra production, or lower our give us extra stability. I'm gonna go for innovate here, get that extra science and a little bit of food, see if we can innovate our way out of this problem. And we should get a peace deal here in a moment or two. There's a couple of boats floating around, but I ain't scared of no boat. Let's get the boat busters out, boys. All right, nice. We just got a ton of achievements. So the Mexicans have lost the war. Kerma is mutinous, but that's normal because it's an occupied city. We've got a few little events down here. I haven't been checking these, and I really should talk about them. We got another osmosis event. Boom. We can get +5 science on our things, so I think I'll refuse that. That'll upset this city, which is normal. All right, what's this? Science osmosis, a little bit of 15 science. Cool. And then another osmosis event giving me even more science. Lovely. Pollution is starting to spread across my empire, which is scary. Oof. Athens has such a low population that there's revolts going on and crackdowns are causing population loss. It's a bit scary. So time for the peace deal. I fully occupy this guy's territory, but there is a limit to how much you can take in a war. He has too much stuff for me to make him my vassal, but I could take a little bit of a bite out of him. Like I could take Athens, Tilsit, Procyon. Let's see here. I'll take Athens. I'll take Silit. I'll take Steranact. And I think I can only take those 3 right now. So I can't vassalize him, unfortunately. He's a little bit too strong for me. But I will force his reparations upon him. Yoink a big chunk of his territory. And then use my... or bring my armies home, basically. We got an agrarian star. Very good. It seems like conquest is one of the best ways you can go about improving your empire. How do I... is this army just stuck here? Oh, no. I think this army is actually just stuck here, unfortunately. There doesn't seem to be a way for me to get home. It would be nice. Oh, you could do artillery strikes with bombarding units. Interesting. Can I just force war again? No, I don't think I can. But interesting. I didn't know about this. So these artillery units, if they haven't moved, they can actually do a bombard action. This is something I didn't actually know about, which allows you to damage districts. Very cool. Okay, we're learning a lot about this game in the late game. What do we got here? We got some Swedish rebels. The only thing I got in the area is a biplane that I'd like to upgrade. I will spend the money to upgrade here. Yeah, the monoplane fighter has the ability to airstrike and also to air patrol. I need to get an army over here. These guys are in position to make their way down here and deal with this rebellion, as are these guys. So unfortunately, one of my armies is just stuck here, which I think is a little bit of an oversight from the developers. You should be able to get, like... you should always be able to get your armies home, in my opinion. So I'd like to see that addressed. I'm just going to stand here. Nothing I can do about that trespassing army. It's not my problem. And I'll bring this army back home as well. I'll take them 4 turns to walk. It's weird though, because these guys can walk through the city here. I guess this isn't a walled city, so that doesn't occupy the same kind of space. Haranica is looking very well developed. It's a very large, very powerful city with tons of production, tons of food. Although the food portion of things is probably the weakest part. But now we have access to uraniums. So let's go ahead and grab that uranium. That's uranium right there. Excited for that. Might be a good idea to get some buildings in here. 10% money upgrade might be cool. I don't think I need any more districts in here, realistically. I would just be spending time building production districts in order to get more production. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to go ahead and take sawmill and manufactories. They try to boost the production in here over the next few turns. Athens is my brand new city. And I could grab a couple of territories here for it to make it a bigger, more important city. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. Attach and attach. So now it's just a bigger and stronger city, and it can do more. And we'll spend a little bit of time building some basic production infrastructure in here, and then we'll assess the city properly later. The enemies of the empire, so we can do conquered enemies now as a new thing. We could be anti-imperialists, which gives us a 20 increased war score when we win a battle on imperialist empires. Or we can be imperialists, which give us 10% war score increase when we win a battle. I reckon we are the imperialists, for sure. It's kind of an interesting concept there. Nuclear fission is researched, so we have access to nuclear doctrine, which allows us to do nuclear warfare. We have uranium radioisotopes, which gives us +1 to the base yield of every district per uranium we have access to. The nuclear plant gives us 2% industry per nuclear power, and also lowers the pollution on our entire empire, which is a big part of why we are going down the nuclear route. And the nuclear submarine naturally is a unit. Grievances available. All right, let's have a look here. This guy is oppressing my people. I'm going to go ahead and make some demands here. Looks like there's a whole ton of grievances I'm making all my demands. Hell yeah, trigger all of my demands. I am becoming like the late game terrorist. or terrorizer, not terrorist. I'm just like, hey, I demand everything and give you nothing. 71 techs required. I need a little bit more land. That's a tough one to trigger. Well, I got one of my armies out, and they should be able to help deal with this. Let's attach another city here. Boom, there's the expansionist star. That's what we were looking for. And maybe a little hamlet on the island. How about that? Capital is still like hemorrhaging population due to low food. But that problem is at least going away, which is nice. Another copy of uranium down here. Looks like a bit in the water. So once we have 2 copies, we'll be able to do nuclear power plants pretty easily here. And we're definitely going to prioritize those. Lower my stuff, right? Nuclear weapons. So we can go for nuclear disarmament or nuclear proliferation. Nuclear proliferation moves us very much so in the direction of homeland. Whereas the nuclear disarmament moves us very much so in the direction of world. So this will give you the fission test. Once harnessed, the colossal energies. Unlocks the constructible nuclear missile. Can it be placed on any resource? Can it be placed on ocean or coastal? Can be built once per empire. Once a cultural wonder is placed, you can all remove it. So this would allow me to essentially construct the atom bomb. Gain a grievance against empires completing nuclear tests or detonating nuclear bombs. I'm going to go ahead and do nuclear proliferation. Hell yeah. All right, we've got a battle that will probably be kind of tough because these are line infantry and I've only got like a couple pikemen to hold up against them. However, pikemen are reasonably strong. This should be a somewhat trivial battle. It's likely I'll take some hits though. This poor pikeman right here is going to get absolutely wrecked. The nice thing is I do have my siege artillery or machine gun on the hill here. And they should be able to do serious damage. 80 to 100. I can one-shot that cav. I gotta kill this line infantry. Heavily suppress them. Shoot down the hill into this dragoon unit. Shoot down the hill into the dragoon unit. Let's get our own cavalry onto the hill to finish this guy off. Our own dragoons. I don't think siege artillery are going to do much in this battle, so I don't need to bring them. But I can make use of the high speed of this cavalry to make a difference here as I bring more and more line infantry into the battle. Boom. And that is that guy dead. More line infantry. Come on down. Shoot him. And then we'll pull one more line infantry in to fight this battle. Not in my line of sight. Okay, that's not ideal. Can I do this? You can pop in there. Perfect. And then you'll kill him. Awesome. Perfect. We have done it. We have done it. We lost one speary boy for that entire fight. There's the fusion reactor. So naturally this is going to give me fame, as well as a 50% production boost across my empire, I think, and a lot less pollution. So if I come in here now, the pollution problem... Sorry, where's my capital? There it is. It's kind of hard to find cities. But the pollution, minus 20 pollution from fusion, which is bringing the pollution numbers down a little bit. And my capital now... it's chucking out 8,000 production per turn. Jesus Christ. I could do a fission test. Oh, I have to like pick a place on the map. Interesting. Oh, I need like open terrain to do it. Interesting. Oh, I can like do the thing that empires do, is where they do their nuclear test like off on some random island near their Hell yeah. This is nuclear test island over here, baby. Let's do it. My units are dying. I have to surprise war this guy just so I can escape. Put the city under siege. My units were just dying from attrition, and it wasn't cool. And I didn't like it. So I declared war. Sue me, okay? I was scared. Honestly, I should just combine VN. 164,000. These numbers seem a little bit weird. Like, really? Is that really how much it costs to absorb? It's a tiny little city with a few districts. Seems kind of crazy to me. Agra, though, is now fully built. It is like the island city of island cities. Is just a megalopolis here. What the hell is this district that I'm trying to build over? Remove the hamlet? Yeah, we'll get rid of the hamlet and put down a research institute. It's absolutely worth it. And get rid of the 2 hamlets. Nobody needs hamlets at this stage of the game. Come on. Civil engineering, colony grids, construction teams. Let's have a look at the late game tech now. Mass entertainment, influence, science, renewable energy. I definitely think we go for renewable energy here because pollution has been the thing that plagues me. We got social housing, which is high density habitation. Oh, nice. So it just gives you more slots on your cities. Suburbs. We gotta have like, I think renewable energy is probably the thing to go for here. So boom, push straight for renewables. Although rocket science also kind of interesting. We could go for the missile silo. We'll push for missile silos and stuff like that and see what we can do. We researched free trade agreement. This makes it cheaper to buy resources. It gives me access to the financial district, which is a level 2 banking thing. Plus 2% money per oil, plus 15% money, and plus 2 pollution on makers' quarters. Cool. The Swedes have become death, destroyer of worlds by having completed the world's first nuclear test site. Nuclear tests unlock and improve devastating new units which can be built in cities with a missile silo district. Okay. Oh, Jesus. The fusion test takes up so much more room. Let's have a look. Finding a spot for a fusion test. The preserve over here. I don't know if there's a way to delete that. It's unfortunate. My whole land is so filled with districts that I can't test my fusion bomb. No! No! This isn't how it was meant to be. I didn't know I would need room. Right here is actually possible. So if I just win this war, I'll be fine. Man, I almost had room here. That's unfortunate. Let's get the next copy of uranium online, which is... Oh, where? Over here. Okay, we'll grab that copy of uranium. So we're up to 3 uranium. We're going to grab the nuclear power plant as well as the financial district. This will lower my pollution in the city again, which should get it back on its feet. How are we doing on stars here? We've almost got the pop star. No gold. Very little. Yeah, I think gold is like my weakest point here. If I'm going to come anywhere near winning the game from stars, I'll need more gold. So I'll probably have to be... this probably forces my hand into a space race victory. All right, just hold that siege. Maintain. At least being in a siege doesn't like cost you health. I reckon 2k production is enough for Heranica to continue. How's the pollution in this city? Very low pollution. Very low pollution. Very low pollution. So I tell you what, that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable to get like quarrying machinery in and factories up just to get even more production in here. And then I suppose with that massive increase in my pollution, I'll go ahead and grab nuclear plants. Where do I want to build a dedicated production area? Over here looks actually quite okay. Why is this 46? I guess that's just like land quality. The problem is this is like an incredible area for gold. You know what? Maybe we'll focus on the gold over here. Angel Wings. For longest time, Membus is faithfully sort of breadbasket, the rich farmland, whoever now is zoologist. A parasite responsible for what many thought a character. Ah, the common hookworm. So it looks like a pretty... I think actually hookworm was massive in human history. Like I think there was like a certain percentage of the entire human population that lived rurally had it. So I think we can get rid of hookworm by educating people about it and getting stability. We can treat the hookworm and get plus food. This food seems pretty low. Or we can discredit it to get production. I think I'm going to treat the hookworm. I think that's the right move. Alright, let's bring in this reinforcing army with the machine guns. And then probably next turn I'll assault. I mean, although these are just draftees, I should be able to like murder these draftees. Although, yeah, my units are pretty low health, so I'll wait a turn. Nice, capital is actually doing really, really well on all dimensions of possibility. Food, money, science, the whole lot. Yeah, I reckon we go for quarrying here because the scaling on that's amazing. We also pick up pisciculture and factory farming here. How's our pollution? Low pollution, very low pollution. Pollution seems okay for now. It was just this section over here had like really, really bad time with pollution. But I'll get these nice scaling buildings. This island over here, probably just the move to get everything that gives production. I'll just let this city slowly churn away and become more productive and continue to grow and stuff like that. We just got renewable energy, which is perfect. We can get solar farms and wind farms. Discovering renewable energy was also a world deed, giving us a nice boost. Speaking of renewables, let's head over to our capital. Go ahead and get the solar farm and the wind farm. This is going to allow us to pollute much more liberally. now that we're relying on wind energy, we're going to be able to do some crazy stuff. Let's assault. We'll manually battle this. We'll put our siege artillery up on the high ground. We'll end deployment. And then most of what we're going to be doing is actually... Can I do off-map bombardments? I have a squadron here. I can do an airstrike with these guys, but he's just out of range. It looks like he can just reach the edge of this battle, which is unfortunate. He's out of range. Let's bring in the line infantry and push as many of them as we can up to the city's borders. Then we'll bring in the siege artillery and start hitting this city. Bombard this guy. 51 strength. Boom. And then we'll bombard here to smash these walls open, I reckon. Can one-shot this draftee. We'll start shooting like they deserve. For opposing me in my empire, they deserve to be shot. That's correct take. Very nice. Taking out most of their draftees. And then from here, it should be a fairly simple affair, actually. Especially because we got ourselves more line infantry. We can take up the mantle. So I'm just going to turn on automatic battle now and end my turn, because I think that's more or less all of the interesting decisions that I needed to make. There we go. Battle 1. We occupy the city. He should lose next turn. And I might be able to actually escape with my units. Is the most important part of that. I declared war just to get my units out of a bad situation, okay? That's a good leader. I'm a good leader, okay? I did something almost no one would. I declared an entire war to save a single regiment. Alright, those men were not expendable to me. I would really like, in the late game, if pollution is going to be relatively important, it would be quite nice if I could like click a button and see the pollution map mode. Right, there's another agrarian star. Man, we are churning on this. 8 more techs and I get gold. So we only have 80 thingies. Let's get this guy. There's another tech research. I accidentally clicked past it. Close to victory. Awesome. Can you leave now? Okay. Escaped to the pyramids. I kind of want to take Harappa, actually. You know what? Give me Harappa. Oh, interesting. So I think I just get Harappa here. I mean, I may as well snatch, like, territory if I can. Grab Procyon. I can use that to test nuclear weapons. Forces surrender. Harappa is mine, baby. Thank you so much. Also, demand. 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 All my demands. That's right. This is the thing. This is like the bully at school, okay? I'm so powerful now that I can just do whatever I want. Yeah, we'll be testing the old H-bomb over here, baby. The fusion bomb test. Understand how to fuse nuclei and the same forces that power the sun will automatically ruin us. Unlocks the constructible thermonuclear missile. So you have access to the nuclear missile as well as the strategic bomber. I do need to build an airdrome district. In order to make this, I'll need a missile silo. I don't think I've actually unlocked missile silos, which is weird. I think in order to do that, you need to unlock rocket science. Cool. Alright, Harappa is mine. Long last, I've conquered the city of the world's desire. I mean, not really, but it was more just like, God damn it, I got the city I needed. I may actually detach this here. I'm going to detach that from here and then attach Procyon instead. Actually, I'm going to detach Procyon from this as well. And give Procyon to Gergovia. Boom. And Harappa can have Steranact. Akkad, what are you doing? I think I was upping my gold income in Akkad. 34 gold right there. 30 right there. 27 there. 27 there. 26. We're just completely carpeting the city in commerce quarters. We got rocket science now. We got access to the space station. Access to the missile silo. And the cruise missile. Space station triggers a narrative event, plus 10 influence on our main plaza, 100 fame. The missile silo. Okay, cool. I accidentally right-clicked. Oops. Another national project is under construction, so because I'm working on the fusion test, I can't work on that, but that's fine. Tech-wise, what's our next step? I think all these late-game things give you, like, huge boosts. It might be a good idea to get aluminum smelting. The thing is, I'm, like, one-turning every tech in the game. Geosynchronous satellite. This looks like... Provides vision over 33% of the map's latitude centered on the project's capital. Ooh. Reveals the map. That's actually really, really cool. Let's head towards communication satellites. And... oh, okay. So these last techs here. Exosuits gives your infantry units massive combat advantages and gives you fame. Get the space orbital. Fame and money in every city. The military laser gives us really, really powerful anti-air defense. Hell yeah. I want the space orbital. For sure. I want that space orbital thing. There we go. We've completed the nuclear weapons test, so now we can build the fusion bomb, the thermonuclear missile. 22,000 production cost on that, by the way. Just letting you know. It's expensive as hell. ICBM test. Miniaturized nuclear warheads opened up delicious new avenues. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is even bigger. Oh my God. I thought the space station was tough to place. But holy Christ. There's literally nowhere I'll be able to fit this because it's such a giga huge thing. I'd have to figure out how to like delete districts or something. Yeah, but for sure I want to launch a space station. So I'll pop that in here somewhere. It's fine. Oh shoot. Actually launching that ICBM here made this into a wasteland. Hell yeah, let's do it again. Look, all this land lost all of its yields because we launched a nuclear test here. That must have happened in that other area too. I've got to turn this entire area into a wasteland, firing off nukes. This is cool. That's very, very cool. The geosynchronous satellite, the tech park, and the stealth corvette. The tech park gives us extra science. Cool. Does increase our pollution though. We've got the estate star. We've got like 15 out of the stars required to win. This has a very scythe feel to it, in my opinion. We got an osmosis event. Nice one. State religion, refuse. They forgave a grievance. We did the osmosis event. These are all pop growth or death things. Where's my capital? Hang on, I want them to help with this nuclear project. Inconvenient troops. Unsettling turbulence on the weather in recent years. The seasons seem less reliable than they once did, although scorned by many of their peers. Argue the emissions of increasing industrialization are causing the planet's temperatures. This is the climate change debate in the game. Inconvenient truths. We can investigate this, which will give us extra science on our cities, but cost us money. We can dismiss it, which will give us production on our cities, or we can act, which will give us a ton of science, but hurt our productivity. I'm gonna go ahead and do the investigate here. I want to learn more about this so-called climate change that you guys reference. There's fighter jets, very cool. So again, a lot of what I'm doing here is because I've reached a point in the game where I'm so dominant, and this is important for you to know, I'm so dominant in the game that my decisions don't matter as much, because what I'm trying to do now is learn about how things work in the late game. Like, what do things do? Inconvenience truth. For the sake of everyone, penalize the use of fossil fuels, subsidize renewables, and fund innovation. However, we can go into stasis, which will allow us to ignore the climate change problem. Let's ignore climate change and see how that turns out for us. Bountiful has been removed from a bunch of my cities. Okay, I don't think I need like an individual alert for each of these. Berga has reached increased pollution. Completed nuclear weapons test. Nice. I do wish there was like a little movie associated with that. But now look at this wasteland we've created. Holy crap, dude! This whole area has been just destroyed by our nuclear weapons testing. What used to be fertile land is now barren and lifeless. Inconvenient truth, so we can get panicking on our cities. Okay, so that... Whew, that's not good. Don't do what I just did there, okay? You get negative consequences. So we've got the space station and the geosynchronous satellite. Let's use our little rocket test area here. Space station can't be built on this type of terrain. What do you mean it can't be built on this type of terrain? I'm not allowed to use my wasteland as a rocket launch facility. Oh, I guess like the site itself can't be the wasteland. So I'll start with the space station here. Nice thing is my capital is so powerful we can one turn everything. Base orbital research. There's that 50% money on every city that we were looking for. Cool. And the race is on. The Swedes have successfully built the first space station, a giant leap for humankind. Interplanetary expeditions are expensive, but they provide a great deal of fame and glory to the nations able to expand towards the stars. So I think that is one of the victory triggering conditions that we have begun now, and everyone in the game will get an alert. Also, we have so much science now, we can research things in 0 turns. Let's grab power lines here. That'll give me hydroelectric dams, which gives me industry on river. Ooh, very cool. Very nice. Rivers seem so powerful here. And then I'll just click on another one of these late game techs that give me huge benefits, like the exosuit. Although, do I really care about the exosuit? I don't think so. I think I'm more interested in some of these tech things, like volunteer computing, suburbs, automation, mass entertainment, World Wide Web, neural implant. We'll head in that direction. They want a crisis diffusal. I refuse. I want the ability to declare war on you whenever I want for whatever justification I want. So we're turning this area over here into like a giga wasteland. That's really annoying. Thin blue line. The whole empire, probably most of the world, are watching with bated breath as an astronaut under your great flag glides out of the newly constructed space station. So we can get science across our empire, production, or gold. I think I'll take the gold, as this is my space station. Oh, I can just launch it off the same place. That's perfect. Let's launch a geosynchronous satellite. I'd like it to be up high north. District present. Damn it. Yeah, up here. Geosynchronous up on the north side of the world. Just popping down a bunch of random infrastructure in my cities. Because really, everything is about my capital now. That's all that ever is about here at this point. An eye in the sky. There will be no hiding from the Swedes that their first satellite is in orbit. Satellite launch is provide permanent vision of the map, making it increasingly difficult to hide strategic decisions. So I think by launching that, I should in theory now have like good vision of the map. Polar satellite provides vision over 67% of the map's latitudes. Centered on the project's capital. Hell yeah, let's launch that. That's a 3-turn build though. Not if I get my capital to work on it though, that it becomes a 1-turn build because my capital is ridiculous with nearly 10,000 production. I actually want my capital to be even stronger, to be honest. So I might spend like a few minutes here. It's like slapping down all of the maker's quarters. I want to hit 10,000 production in my capital. I'm sorry. So we just researched computing, which gives us volunteer computing. Basically people using home computers to help with science. We get +1 science on regular districts. The supercomputer lab gives us 10% science, and the missile cruiser is quite nice as well. Planetary observation satellite launch. We gain 200 fame for our second project of this type. Cool. And I need more silicon if I want to do that. So does anyone have aluminum or silicon or whatever it's called? Ah, yeah, my ally does, but he can't improve it. Okay, breaking the alliance. I am the Giga Trader. Let's start moving our army over there. Oh god, this is pure evil. While I'm on the way, let's grab Heranica and instead we'll deploy ourselves a hangar up here in the north to assist in the war, and then we'll do the same thing in Thebes. Deploy a hangar over here because I want that satellite network, because that would give me 100% of the map. I wanna hit that number. I want to hit 10k in my capital, so more makers quarters please. 10.2k production in my capital. Hell yes. We also researched suburbs. This gives me plastics. Public ceremony is cheaper. I think that's these things. Residential housing increases my stability. Bomb shelters increases fortification. And then we've got food plazas, which is a ton of money. Let's just pick up the hydroelectric dam and then get to work on this rocket launch project. We just researched automation, giving us access to drone-assisted fertilizer plant, which is a 10% food bonus, and the automated factory, which increases our pollution but gives us a lot of production, +1 industry per workers, 3 worker slots, and a little bit of pollution. Nice. So there's the scientist star. We have now fully golded that. We almost got bronze on the money. I think we're actually just like stonking here. It feels pretty good. Another 200 fame for interplanetary expeditions. I'm going to send this stack of units up here to fight Tikal because I want this war to be quick and brutal and fast and over. I want it to be over very, very fast. I reckon it makes increasing sense as you get further and further and deeper into the late game to combine your cities together. It just seems like the right move, because the further you get into the game, the harder it is to build these late game expensive things. So you'll have to like merge mega cities or just have really powerful cities. We just got mass entertainment that will give us access to video games, +1 stability per population, as well as cinema, giving us extra influence, and the museum, which is +1 science per population. Very cool. And we just got our first merchant star. My god, it's going to be a while before we get that. Gold was my weakness this game. It has been my Achilles heel, as they say. I know I said it wrong to annoy you guys. We don't have enough oil. Oil. Where do I get oil? Let's have a look here. Any oilers? Where's my oilers? Warreda. I need to take Warreda for oil. Let's go ahead and make some more demands of the polls. I want all of these things. Turn or two from now, we'll declare that war. Oh yeah, I was meant to build airplanes, wasn't I? It might be a good move. Strategic bomber. Spend the 34k on that. Boosh. Oh my god, strategic bombers are expensive. 80 gold per turn. Jesus. So yeah, I can't advance my space race anymore until I get more oil, which kind of forces me into conflict. So I'll just start building a bunch of these buildings to try and like maximize how powerful my capital is. Pollution is totally fine now. We've managed to take care of it in the late game. I do think it's a little bit too trivial. Pollution feels like, maybe it was just because of the way I snowballed this game, but right now pollution feels like it kind of came in really quick. We've just unlocked the World Wide Web. This will give me extra stability on every district, extra influence on my commons quarters, and extra money on my regular district. So just generally my empire is becoming more powerful as we grab stuff from the late game. Now I know this is a tutorial series and I'm trying to like look at things, but remember, some of this late game stuff I'm seeing for the first time, so there's not really much for me to explain because I'm not familiar with it either. But at the very least, getting a chance for you to see it and sort of see my thought process as I go through things might be helpful. And as I get better at the game, obviously this sort of angle of things will become more relevant later on. This sort of, because right now most of the focus on learning how to play the game is focused on the early game, because that's the part that we are all struggling with. We're all learning how to play, and so that's going to be the bit that we all focus on. But eventually we will get to a point where we want to learn other things. So I need to declare war. Let's go ahead and get it. Declare war. Global pollution has reached low pollution as the top polluter gains 50 fame. Awesome. A lot of my trade routes have been murdered. You go ahead and make a demand. So where do we stand on these things? These guys are doing chops to try and get units out. I'm just going to go ahead and attack here and instantly resolve it. Oh, no, they ran away. You just got neural implants. I accidentally clicked off of it. I didn't mean to. We'll go ahead and assault and instant resolve. We'll take these guys out too. Instant resolve. Perfect. We own Napata. We want the aluminium and we want the oil. So that's what we're here for. Cabinet of Curiosities. Factory farming, I reckon. And industrial silos. Get that up. Has production in here. Or pollution, rather. Pollution seems fine. Yeah, let's go ahead and get civil engineering. Let's start researching. I guess I think we just fill in text now. So amphibious warfare. I think I just go through the tech tree and fill this out, because that's how I trigger my win condition. I've never actually won a game of Humankind, so this is going to be pretty exciting. There's amphibious warfare. This gives us access to the bunker, which lowers the damage from bombardment on districts. Then we have the rifles, which is a late game infantry unit. And the landing craft, which is a naval transport, which can embark and disembark instantly and immediately attack after disembarking. So it's like advanced naval warfare has just been unlocked for us in the late game. Very cool. But the good news is that means we can now officially upgrade some of these units. These line infantry will become riflemen, which is a significant upgrade actually. It's only about 5 combat strength, but every upgrade's an upgrade. Spend all my money, upgrade my units. Now I'm burning 70 coin per unit. Boom, 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 and boom. Got a full complement of riflemen. So we can have devil music. Rock and roll has been invented. I say personal freedom all the way, dude. No. We must ban this devil music. Never mind, I changed my mind. I won't have devil music inside my empire. Naval air strategy is researched. This gives me plus 1% money per naval trade route on all my cities. We also have access to the aircraft carrier, which can transport aircraft, and the battleship, which is an armored bombard vessel. Very cool. The potential here for this game is massive. So I can airstrike things, but why would I? Oh, I guess these are technically enemy districts. But I wonder what the range on the strategic bomber is. Let's begin the battle. So in support, we have 2 monoplane fighters. Let's begin the assault. I want to try out the monoplanes. We'll just manually battle this. We'll deploy things pretty normally. We'll end deployment. I want to use these airplanes. Oh, we have a bomber squadron as well. Oh, I can only hit over here. It's not in range. Hang on, come out of this battle. You. I want you to rebase. Rebase down here. You have to be part of this battle later. Monoplane fighters. They can only reach over here as well. God damn it. The range of these planes is not good enough. Alright, I'll just turn on auto combat here. Whatever. We can just watch the AI win the battle for me. I'm going to turn off auto battling now, because I'd like to actually see if I could hit something with my strat bomber. Oh, right. There's rounds per combat. Yeah. All right, this is over. All right, this poor little boat just got murdered. A boat murdered, in fact. All right, we killed Tikal. City belongs to me now. No escaping fate. The city belongs to me. It may be clinging onto life by the skin of its teeth. Let's combine Harappa and Athenai together to make a gigacity. Kajunk. And then I'll even add Georgovia to it. Kachunk. Alright, so we got a massive population imbalance that we need to fix. 10% food might help. Boom. Animal husbandry, level 2. Athenai doing the work. It's now an actual city. It's making nearly 5,000 signs per turn. Alright. Seems okay. We research continuous tracks. We have access to the anti-tank gun or the medium tank. Both very cool. We're about to win. Or we did win, actually. Mutiny. We got a assimilation event. What is this? Science osmosis. 15 science. So I will take everything, leave you with nothing. Thank you. I've taken all of their land. I have all of their resources, and now I can come in. And once I get this aluminium online, boosh, spend, and now I just need the oil. Boosh, spend, oil online, come back to the capital. Hello. Oh, what's this? Human revolution. Visionary hailing from Techno Science Hub in Memphis is calling for a new era of enhanced humanity with advances in robotics, already fueling automation technologies, imploring the Empire's government to support the development of transhumanism through embracing cybernetics. What is your response? I will say we should totally incubate this. We should become robots. All right, let's build a satellite network now. This will allow me to see the entire world. If I show you this project, provides 330% vision of the map's latitudes, centered on the project's capital, plus 300 fame, 30 influence, 30 money, 30 science. Can't be placed on any resources. It's just a project that you need to do. And that's why we went to war. We conquered all that land. I'll have these units fall asleep now. I own all these resources, which feels good. Napata, probably better off if I merge these cities. Boosh is the expansionist star, and Boosh. And you know what? I'm going to absorb Lacamia into Napata as well. Just have one big gigacity here of Napata doing its work, which I think is better because it means I have way less infrastructure to actually build here because everything scales really nicely. I can finally build a Mercury manufactory too. Yep, I'll replace that. More resources. Awesome. More... Oh man, we got all the resources. We got coal, we got iron, we got aluminum, we got 2 copies of uranium. That's awesome. So this city will be busy for a while just hooking resources up to my empire. One thing I do like that things scale. Also, we just killed a player. So we can, if we kill 2 more, we win. Helicopter gunship and irregulars, which are the defender units. Helicopter gunship is a gunship, ignores all constraints and bonuses for terrain, and cannot be attacked by melee units. Very cool. Shatter breaks the dug-in status on units. So there's insurrection theory. We have completed the planetary observation satellite launch. That's worth 300 fame. And we also got a world deed for that. And the poles have died. This world has become somewhat of a bit of a dystopia. We're going to launch the Mars colony. Triggers a narrative event. 30 fame, 30 influence. Cool, 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 cool. Why don't you help out with the Mars colony? I'll get a few cities to help out so we can like one turn it. Hang on. Akkad. Do the Mars colony thing. No, you know what? You can actually, here's a really cool tip. You can actually just click this button here and just assign every city to help and just assign cities until you get it down to 1 turn. And then you're good to go. The composite armor has been researched. This gives us the main battle tank, which is an armored vehicle, and the armored personnel carrier, which I think is like advanced infantry, or maybe it's an advanced cavalry unit. Completed interplanetary expedition, 300 fame. World deed, nice. Narrative event, ooh. So the red planet. 9 short months after they left Earth forever, spacefarers from your great empire have completed a staggering journey across the cold dark reaches of space to arrive on Mars. The team is in high spirits. The first phase of the establishment of a permanent colony on the planet proceeds well, and the opportunities for discovery and enrichment are near endless. With your empire bestriding 2 worlds now, your dominance is near irrefutable. The only question is, do you let history judge your reign now, or do you wish to play with your rivals some more? So I can choose to end the game now, or I can enjoy the spoils of war. I'm going to choose to end the game right now because I am 2 stars away from triggering a win, which is gold and influence. So that is all she wrote here. We're going to get to see what the end of a game looks like, which I don't think any of us have actually seen. I'm really excited at the prospect. The end of your journey. This is your last turn. The space race is won. You will be remembered as PotatoMcWhiskey, the mythical ruler of the Swedes. One of the estate stars has been unlocked right at the end. We got 19 stars. All right, show me the money. Show me the win. Amazing. We got a ton of achievements for doing that too. I like this movie that goes through our empire and shows off how cool it is. Oh, that's really cool that they kind of recap the game. That's actually a really, really cool mechanic. Okay, that one I'm not so sure about. That one I'm not so sure about. I feel like I pushed Humankind pretty far here. This was a very fun tutorial series. We learned a lot about the game. And hopefully now when you go into your games, you're not going to be kind of shocked and you'll have a little bit of familiarity. My best era was, of course, the contemporary era where I got 6,000, nearly 7,000 fame in a single era. In fact, I got more fame in that era than the second player in the game got in the entire game. So that just goes to show you how well, if you manage your empire in the early game, you will snowball to a ridiculous degree. This is the Neolithic era. We ended up with 70 fame. Oh, yeah, I like that. Look at all those gold stars. This is what you want to see in this game. You want to see like 3 or 4 gold stars per era at least. Yeah, look at that. 4 gold stars, a silver, 2 bronze. Perfect. I love this fame mechanic. I think it really hits the right spot in terms of how to decide a winner of a game. It puts the right amount of pressure on a player to play a certain way and make decisions in certain ways. Very cool. There we are in the industrial era, when we played the Austro-Hungarians and gave ourselves ridiculous amounts of stability. And then the contemporary era is where things got absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Alright, we'll skip here. This is all she wrote, though. Look at that fame. That's beautiful. Look at our food. Our food was kind of spiky due to pollution in the late game. Our industry was consistently insane. Our money was consistently insane. Now, keep in mind, I'm a very, very experienced player, and I also went out of my way to crush the AI. They were actually doing pretty reasonably well for an AI, in particular the green player, before I started murdering everyone. Yeah, I'm loving the stability. It was pretty cool. My population was also insane this game. My religion was ridiculous and basically just crushed everyone else's religion. This is my technology. I'm quite surprised that while I was ahead in technology massively this game, it wasn't like I was stupidly ahead until very, very late game. Quite surprised by that. And in fact, I was behind for a lot of the early game. It was only really kind of in the mid game that I kind of like scooched ahead, and then around turn 150 where I snowballed out of control and started murdering the AI, did I really take off. Very, very interesting. Again, we had massive amounts of trade up until the very, very end of the game where we started declaring war on everyone. And surprisingly, we didn't actually have the largest military in the game until the very late game. We started killing people. But naturally, we had the most cities throughout almost the entire game. But that's it. I hope you guys really enjoyed Humankind and this first look at the game and this tutorial series. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.